7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7.
Hey, oh, there we are. Hey. Make this live chat. Oh, the music's so chill. Fluffy's done with finals. Congratulations. I still have one more midterm that I'm getting assigned today after the stream. Hey Nova. Hey. Oh, the last stream held Heather Vandel's game on day 8 with using the infantry plus tank to get the boat port for a battleship be losing. I think it would be because it's mixed base and especially so early to go for a battleship means that you'll have to give up so much of the rest of the map, and they can also overwhelm it with artillery. Things are going pretty well in Penguin Land. It's a toasty day though, like in the 90s, which you know isn't good for our igloos. Hey, kill me first. I hope everyone's doing well. Reject battleships, build mega tanks. Very toasty and smoky. You've taken to liking mega tanks recently. Oh, that's good. Carrier bros forever. Or it's Joe ever. Where's the pipe runner gang though? $90 Kelvin would be very cold, even for a penguin. Even for a penguin as sturdy as me. You may or may not use mega tanks against me. Oh, it's right, because there's a tournament that we're not fighting each other yet, right? But we could potentially be against each other. Is that right? There's so many of these. It's not the Glenstorm Cup. We are in the secret game. Oh. Oh. I see. I understand. The secret game. Don't use Mega Tanks against me in that game, though. I mean, that's just unfair. Antarctica does not, yeah, Antarctica does not get the 90 degrees Kelvin. And then from the fog came the penguins. Hey, Cart, hope you're doing well. Okay, so this was sent in by savagethebeasts against Starflash. Isn't this is Starflash's map, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Except he's changed it. No, maybe this isn't Starflash. This isn't Starflash's map. Maybe it is? Wait. Is it called Boomerang Step? I thought the Boomerang Step. I thought the airport was pre-owned. It is made by Starflash. Okay, so this is Starflash's map. So Savage the Beast is fighting Starflash on his own map. Unfair advantage to Starflash, I will say. So if these airports aren't pre-owned, you can't wait. I could have sworn those are pre-owned. How on earth do you get them? You just not get them? Are they just there for show? Penguin anime win. You can watch Penguin Drum if you'd like. I'm not a huge fan of the penguins in Penguin Drum. But you can. Is this just the wrong version of the map or something? The penguins in Penguin Drum are blue, so they're kind of like Trouble Ice. See the rounds? Smacky steps. I don't know. The current map has shoals. Okay. So you're thinking that this was just a it's just an error in the replay. That's fine. Well, if we start seeing air units, then it's okay. You want to watch Exploding Penguins 3? Have a good one, Nova. Airport is not pre-owned. Do you have, in your game, did you have shoals to walk over to the airport? Okay, so the map is the replay viewer just doesn't have the updated map, which is very weird. Okay. That means we're probably going to get to see some illegal movement. It does not retrieve them from the site. I'm not quite sure how it goes about getting the maps. Yeah, we'll see the infantry walking over the map, over the ocean. We'll see how this, like so. Or maybe that is a shoal tile. It doesn't look like a shoal tile. That's a shoal tile. Yeah. The Jesus, the Jesus penguins and the Jesus yellow common infantry. Oh, Starflash psyching us out. Like, I'm gonna go for the airport first. No, no, no. Goes for the base first. Okay. Just wanted to show off the water walking capabilities. Okay. We have a recon first coming out from Savage Beast Starflash with an APC first. Well, it could double recon on the bottom here. Could have some very serious ramifications for this APC first opening from Starflash on the weak side, which is really weird. But we'll see how it plays out. Does go there. It's to drop off down here, I guess. Usually, if you're going to go for the APC opening on a map, you do it on the strong side, because you'll have more infantry and you'll also have an easier time actually defending the early properties you go for. And we have a city skip right here from Starflash, going for some very contested cities right away. And we have a recon up here, which I don't like. APC into recon isn't the greatest setup, because the recon can't defend the APC. So it's like trying to be aggressive in expansion on the one base side, and then trying to be like delayed aggression on the two base side, which is a little weird. Somebody's not getting HQ cheesed. So usually, if you go for a transport opening, you follow it up with like a tank or an artillery or something you can use to fight against harassing tanks or recons. With that transport copter, I'll savage the beasts to follow up the recon aggression here. What did this APC do? So it came... It dropped this guy off here, and it boosted. But that boost doesn't do anything. I mean, it looks cool because it's a boost. And it just came back. That boost does do something, though, because that sets these up earlier. I guess this one earlier. Okay, now we have the double tank. I guess the recon was built just because it doesn't slow down the tank buys. But the tanks, you can see this is what's weird about having the APC on the one base side, because now the tanks aren't set up to defend these early captures. And the recons are having a field day over here. They've already got some nice value. Very good for Starflash to go hide in the woods. Makes it annoying to kill off. Okay, and then the APC drop stuff over here. And we have a recon in the tank, for sure. So far, the economic advantage that... Or the economic advantage from the APZ opener hasn't shown itself. Because... well, for one, this infantry got interrupted. But also, the city skips delayed these captures. So far, the APC has pretty much gotten these two properties right here, which are equivalent to, well, these two properties. So it got these like a little bit earlier, but it delayed these ones. So at present, it hasn't actually had an economic impact, but it would have if this infantry hadn't been interrupted. So I guess in that case, it did. It had the potential for better economy. Ooh. Savage the Beast just goes for the infantry kill rather than just hitting two different infantry. Just fine. They're both good. Could have used a mech. That would have been pretty spicy. But if this was happening over here, then there would be tanks. I mean, there's already a tank almost in range to defend this, but if they'd been happening over here, there'd be double tanks to come over and hold the line. Okay. And now this is where the APC on the one base side is going to start feeling really awkward, because now it's going to be a lot harder to supply it with infantry for it to actually transport to the front lines. Instead, it's just going to be moving stuff around over here and being used as a blocker, which APCs do make for pretty good blockers, but that's not really why you want to buy them. Yeah, killing units is good. Well, if you see the tank here, I imagine Savage the Beast is going to attack towards the top. No. Decides to just chill here in the middle with the recon. And goes for some more interrupts on these infantry. It's very nice value. These recons are going to start getting punished. They could have also killed off the APC, I believe. 2 recon strikes will do it. Although stopping the city cap is probably better. So I think that this recon probably should have gone and started to attack on this side, because the double recon harassment over here is going to cause pretty much all of Starflash's units to come over to deal with it. That's exactly what's happened. So if this recon had been, instead of moving towards the center, moving up here, it would be all ready to provide vision for this tank to potentially attack into this recon or go for some more infantry harassment. But it's still good. Things are looking pretty good for Savage the Beast. This recon is trapped, though. Rest in peace. Decides to just finish off the infantry. You could also hit the APC, because a full health APC can block anything at the base tech level. But if it's been hit by like a recon, then the tanks can just kill it off if it ever tries to block again. But killing off an infantry is always good. Four tanks near a couple of ICE's HQ, though. Yeah. I mean, 3 of them are known about. It's not too scary to have a bunch of tanks near your HQ. Especially when they don't have that many infantry backing them up. Ooh. He's very aggressive out of Starflash. Also very risky, but because Starflash doesn't know where the army is, knows where this one tank is. They moved into these trees and killed off 2 recons here, but it's very possible for Savage the Beast to have like 4 or 3 tanks just waiting to jump on this right here. Especially because this recon's only seen infantry up here. But it looks like Starflash will get away with this attack, despite it being pretty risky. It's crossing the center line there. But it is probably because Starflash didn't think that Savage the Beasts would try and follow up the recon harassment with tanks. Or artillery. Like, artillery in these woods would also be really nice. And very possible. And there's an artillery built now. We have double T-copter going on. If you're going to go double T-copter, you should probably start investing in some mechs. Those would also be nice to have in these woods and just pop out and beat up on tanks. Look at that. Starflash, super aggressive. No fear. I mean, if Starflash is attacking like this and seeing that there's so little over here, then yeah, he should definitely fall back over here. Because, I mean, you have a lot of troops and they have to be somewhere. He's not really falling back. I mean, he did a tiny bit. So here, you either decide to just like slam into this or to front switch down. And since you have the majority of your infantry over here, you would probably just slam in. Like everything. If you see all these tanks harassing you down here, then yeah, now is the time to attack. And then usually if you want to hold this off, you'll just tech up. It looks like you're going to go for like a copter tank army, which in this case is going to work really well because there's absolutely no anti-airs with this army. But usually you would tech up because that's harder for the tanks. Because it's pretty easy for Starflash to have sent anti-airs with this, and he definitely should have. But it's not so easy for him to have like artillery or medium tanks with this because they're so much slower. Demand more boopters. Okay. Unlike Starflash, you do have your anti-air, which is good. The tanks now start the front switch. Starflash doesn't want to try and go for an HQ trade. He's going to lose all of his infantry on this front pretty quickly. It's actually down to already behind in infantry. Oh no. So what's really good about, and what's not great about this for Starflash, but it's really good for Savage the Beasts, is there isn't any tanks covering this copter, so the anti-air is just going to kill it, and then it gets to survive to kill another copter. It gets so much value. It's not the end of the world for like Starflash. He does take off 7 HP from a tank, so it's not quite a copter dying for nothing. But it's not usually the kind of trade that you would want to make. Very nice to heal up the tank. Down goes the copter. Then we'll get to see if, when you have like infantry capturing here, you get to decide if you want to try and use your infantry to interrupt the capture, or if you just let the capture happen, wait for your army to show up, and then have your infantry just take the cities back. probably, I mean, there's only 3 infantry over here, so probably it's going to be a wait for the army to show up and then just take the cities back kind of thing. Okay, there comes the medium tank. Looks like it's going to try and go for the middle path here. Alright, well, if Starflash just takes these cities and completely backs off, then there could be a pretty good front switch for him, because Savage the Beast has the army pretty nicely split here. Which should mean that if all of these things front switch over here, that they'll be able to win the fight. Here they come. That's not going to be great, though. So the problem that Starflash is going to run into here is that the army just front switched away. So now these units need to like back off and try and hold on to what they've taken. Unless Starflash is convinced that Savage the Beast didn't send anything over here to stop the attack, which would be really weird. So Savage the Beast could try and fight here. It doesn't look super great, so it would probably be best to just retreat over here and then fight on this this area. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, exactly. You guys are gonna get, they're all gonna get beat up. And then there we go. We start falling back over here. No reason to fight there when everything just showed up. Starflash does still have an econ lead out of this, which is pretty impressive. Although I don't think it's going to last, because the Starflash is now kind of in a deathball situation with just a huge army of tanks. Although it doesn't have artillery with it, so it's not going to be a very great deathball. But that means it's going to have a really hard time holding onto the properties on either side of this map. Like, it can't be both here and here. If it goes into the middle, it still can't go to both places. So I would expect Starflash to start dribbling income pretty soon. Does keep up this very hyper aggression. Okay. Yeah, you can see everything just kind of coalescing in a little ball here. It's something that Eagle likes to have happen. Try and have just a giant vehicle fight, although the super is still a little ways away. You think this map is sort of like Squishingrad? Kinda. Alright, Savage the Beast gets a nice view of all of the troops here, and then yeah, now is the time to just start taking things where the army isn't. Take off the recons. I like it. There's still one left. Starflash has been doing a really good job. Or there's 2 left. Starflash has been doing a very good job of keeping the recon count high enough to provide the vision required for the army to actually engage. And we do have the medium tanks coming out. It's going to be tough for a tank army to really match this once there's enough medium tanks. Okay, this guy doesn't look longed for this world? I guess that is the phrase. Rest in peace, tank. Savage the Beast is doing a really good job in the unit count, but actually when it comes to unit value, Starflash is doing top notch. Okay, the recon gets taken out. We have the front switch down here. Very risky to charge in there with the anti-air first. I think Starflash is going to get punished here, but there might be a way to kill off the artillery, which would be super nice. There is not. Isn't going to be quite able to do so. That's really very unfortunate for Starflash because the anti-airs for Eagle are extra valuable. And this is just chilling on the front line. Go straight to Neo Tank. What's really valuable for about the anti-airs for Eagle is that on a super, they can kill off 2 battlecopters, or they can kill off an infantry and then a battlecopter. The anti-air is free 8,000 charge. That's true. That's true. Ooh. Okay. Savage the Beast is going for some attacks over here. This makes me think Savage the Beast is wanting to have the Olaf super, especially with an attack like that. Down goes the tank. Anti-air charges forward. You have the artillery shot on that anti-air. I don't know if it was actually needed though. This is probably better on the tank because I think the medium tank only has 1 target, and that is this anti-air. And if this anti-air is at 8 health with the super active, this will just one-shot it. So I think this is a wasted artillery shot. Now the medium tank doesn't even have a target. I can see how you messed up the medium tank movement there. Yeah, I like this attack in though. The snow's really annoying for all of these copters. We'll see if Starflash wants to use the lightning strike here. It's well hidden. This is the classic situation for Olaf versus Eagle matchup, where Olaf gets the super and then gets like a good attack into Eagle, and then it's like, does Eagle use the super back during Winter Fury, or do you wait to like revitalize your army and then use your super to try and wipe out Olaf, but that gives them another super. Forced, it's well hidden. I know. Always, if you're dealing with medium tanks, you need to mouse over them so it tells you what terrain they're standing on. Like, very hidden in that forest. Missile platforms are the worst. Okay, so we have some Starflash attacks, kills off this anti-air, which is nice. The 4-6 against that copter. This is looking like we're going to go for the lightning strike. The one thing I would say that Savage the Beast messed up on is no anti-airs were built after sending both anti-airs to the front line. As you can see, they're now gone. It's going to be a real pain dealing with these Eagle. There's only 2, but still, Eagle copters. We have the lightning strike in the snow. So these guys will probably just keep slamming in, like so. Tank did get taken out, so this is pretty scary on the top, although these are very injured Eagle units. As they got that tank. The artillery is going to be totally fine, which is really good news for Savage the Beasts. And there is going to be a nice copter dominance as well. So the lightning strike pretty much just evened it up, which is really good for Olaf. If you're even after a lightning strike for the most part, then you're going to be really happy. This is the part where you surrender as Eagle, seeing the snow feels so bad. It was a decent recovery from Starflash for sure. It wasn't the game is over like Eagle would like to do, but It still did some pretty good damage. What? Infantry finished. Oh, the infantry didn't quite get the kill. Double artillery. It's very weird that Starflash doesn't have any of his own artillery as Eagle, because they're so strong with both like the death ball approach and also just in lightning strikes in general. This is looking pretty good for Savage the Beast. Starflash still has a 3k advantage, and there isn't anything lined up to capture any of Starflash's cities currently, so the income advantage should hold. But being behind in, well, pretty much even in unit count, but almost all of the vehicles are injured by a pretty decent degree, except for this Neo tank here. It looks like Starflash is going to fall back here. We have the front line Neo tank hiding in the trees, as is the custom. They're very good for ambushing. The 1 health copter tried to get away, but the other 9 health infantry tracked it down. Okay, so I do like the units coming down here. Like this, both of these cities should be very easy for Savage the Beast to take. Because Starflash mainly retreated backwards up here, and that means they ran away from the larger army, so this larger army should be able to cover any of these captures. You prefer the frontline, Artie? Okay, lots of repairs going in here, which is very good. Still just a single anti-air, which is definitely not recommended for pretty much anyone, but especially Eagle. Okay, Starflash is addressing it, building another anti-air, which is good. And looks like Starflash is going to try and go for just a trade of regions of the map, which is going to favor Savage the Beast, because Starflash has more of this than Savage has up here, so this would equalize the economy if they traded like so. Which would be really good for Savage the Beast, and sad news for Starflash. So I'm 100% on the side of Savage the Beast, just sacking this and taking this. The Neo tank reveals itself? Was it really the only thing? Guess so. Well, you don't really want to reveal your Neo tank to kill an infantry, but if you gotta, you gotta. Looks like Starflash really didn't want to have a turn, or multiple turns, just being down a comm tower. Okay. Starflash is actually getting pretty close to the unit cap, which is 50, I assume. Artillery gets another good shot against Starflash there. There are 15 infantry to 17, so both have a pretty healthy infantry count. This is very dangerous. You use a whole bunch of copters as blockers, especially against Eagle, whose own copters can kind of... would really like to get a bunch of first strikes. But Starflash has been showing himself to be very, very tank heavy, so that makes this feel much more secure than it normally would. It's 3 health copter doing some heavy lifting, yeah. Yeah, don't even see tanks all game. Oh, did the Neo tank kill an infantry last turn? Oh, okay. Okay, so Starflash is currently ahead in income, but once these two cities flip, start being captured next turn, they'll be even. Looks like Starflash is starting to set up a, you call it like a concave in order to attack this area. Oh, actually, this city was also being captured, so pretty soon Savage the Beast is going to have an income lead. Ooh. Decides to attack in here. A little spicy, for sure. But if it has the whole army backing it up, it should be fine. A very sneaky Starflash recon over here. Gonna be able to see like the whole army. Tanks are so, I don't know what's going on with these tanks. They're so far away from the rest of the troops without scooting forward. Like this one is guarding these two infantry, but these two infantry are in forests behind the line of cities. So I don't think they need to be guarded by a tank. You were hiding this. Why didn't you just go kill the recon? Like hiding these guys, I don't think matters because they're not able to actually help in this fight. Yeah, like the. I guess you didn't want to reveal your fighter. The fighter could check it, check the trees, and you kill the recon off, or just send both tanks in. Reveal the APC for the fake stealth buy. Okay, Starflash going for some of these cities. Let's see if the army backs us up at all. There's an anti-privilege. Okay, so we're back to having it. The army is kind of facing off down to the center of this map. Oh no, the transport copter from Savage the Beast ran out of fuel. That sucks. If you do reveal the recon and kill it off this turn, I'm surprised it didn't move. I guess it thought it was safer, just hidden like that. And now we can see that the income lead is shifting over to the favor of Savage the Beasts due to this being a much better property swap. Anti-air kills off the copter. That means you build another anti-air. That's a super dead anti-air. Like so, very nice. We have a bomber built, I assume for the Neo tank. I'm surprised that Starflash is not coming down here with the army. Maybe he's doing so now. He gave up this property capture. Okay, Starflash is at 46 units. Savage the Beast is at 44, so they're pretty much at the unit cap. We should start seeing some very pricey units start entering into the mix here. You might end up swapping comm towers again. Rest in peace, artillery. Okay, we are entering into bomber spam here. Now, bomber spam is pretty good as Olaf, but it's always going to be risky against Eagle because Lightning Strike does give a ton of move to those anti-air anti-airs or even fighters. Yeah, there goes the artillery. There is still an infantry over here that could potentially interrupt the comm tower. Never mind. Oh, because there's still a tank. Never mind. We have the full surround. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the tank could still technically interrupt. Starflash does interrupt this one. Look at all those tanks. There's still no indirects from Starflash. It's so weird. Like, they, as we've seen from Savage the Beast, they work very well in these very Death Ball heavy compositions, and they also work very effectively with Lightning Strike. Okay, it looks like Savage the Beast wants to get the Olaf super. That's just attacking here at the tank. This is a little spicy for my taste. Because I don't think there's going to be there's not going to be very good attacks here. So it looks like we're just going to do a tiny attack with the hopes that Starflash either can't get the Lightning Strike or that the Lightning Strike just won't be good enough to end up using. Oh, I should have checked. You're right. I should have checked how much damage did the Winter Fury do against an almost max army. $266,000. $210,000 on the dot. Very, very good. About, yeah, a little over 50k worth. 56k. As one does. Alright. Starflash did have the Neo Tank on the city to repair. We'll see if, judging by these attacks, it looks like Starflash has the intention to go for a Lightning Strike. Because these guys are really far forward. Be another Lightning Strike in the snow. Okay, never mind. Unless I'm missing out on how Starflash gets this last bit of charge. Could sacrifice something into this medium tank to get the Lightning Strike, but decides to instead block it off with the infantry. That's a really weird turn to me, because these guys moved so far forward. All of these tanks can get, like, they're just gonna die, right? Unless Starflash just thinks that Savage the Beast has nothing. Maybe these are out of range, I don't know. So we do have a double comm tower turn here for Savage the Beasts, with a lot of Eagle's units kind of offered up on a platter. Right, down goes the anti-air. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to attack here as Olaf, even if it wasn't. I mean, it looks really good to attack, but even if it didn't, you're almost forced to, so that the Lightning Strike doesn't just kill you next turn. Huge attack in. Poor anti-air. This poor copter doesn't have a target. Can almost. It might have been possible to get the normal power from Savage the Beast, which would have been very cheeky, just to make it snow again. Okay, well, we'll see how well Starflash does with the super. It is an Eagle super, and those are always good. It will also give Savage the Beast a Winter Fury in retaliation, and that's where whether or not Eagle should use the Lightning Strike during the Winter Fury really comes into play. because if you do it afterwards, you give them another Winter Fury. And here you can see the anti-airs, just the Eagle anti-airs do work and why they're so good. And there's the copters. Okay. Beating up the poor copter. So Winter Fury is already on the table, so this is going to be a huge... I mean, Starflash also just got a huge overcharge on him. But this Lightning Strike is also going to overcharge Savage the Beast. To hit the bomber, hit some tanks. The medium tank is unfortunately only going to be able to fight recon if it wants. And this is definitely an overextension for Starflash as well, but that's kind of what you do during a Lightning Strike, just to kill off as much stuff as possible. Here's the way so the Neo Tank can hit the medium tank. It even gets to hit it in the artillery range, which is pretty nice. Oh, okay, never mind. One hit from the lab, which is fine. So that's a pretty good attack. Again, though, in terms of how much damage is done in a brawl-wise, it was kind of a Lightning Strike to even up the game. Because after we have this Winter Fury hit, as you can see, they pretty much evened up in unit count or in unit value already, and Savage the Beast hasn't even attacked. Actually did almost 50,000, like a 40,000 damage Winter Fury. You almost forfeited after this Lightning Strike. Yeah, Lightning Strikes can do that to you. But you gotta remember with Lightning Strikes, they often mess up the reinforcement capabilities of Eagle. So all the units you can just kind of beat up on and they don't have the backup yet. Just realized this fighter didn't get attacked at all. You think it's knocked down to 1? Sure. Keeping up the capture on the HQ. Might as well. So here, I would say Starflash is a little bit ahead in unit count, but like really far ahead in value, or really far behind in value. And you can see what I was talking about when Eagle uses the Lightning Strike, all of the army is right here. So as long as you're fighting fairly even here, you're going to end up winning the fight in the end, because you actually have reinforcements, where Eagle's reinforcements get so delayed just because they kind of got sent in early and he doesn't have enough cash to build 2 waves of reinforcements. Like you can see the first wave is just like a normal wave. It's just tank, anti-air, and tank. And then the next one he builds, which is extra from the Lightning Strike, is just going to be infantry. And then everything else got surged forward away from the reinforcements. And then very nice, which is very good for Savage the Beast, is as Olaf being 6k over Eagle feels very good. Starflash wasn't able to get very much damage done at all during that Winter Fury turn, which means that it's still in the advantage of Savage the Beast to get another Winter Fury before a Lightning Strike comes out for Starflash. Very aggressive. This is the nice thing about these low health bombers, is that they still require specific units to take them down, but you no longer feel quite so protective of them, and you can go for these very aggressive plays with them. Like, one of them's gonna die to this anti-air, but there'll still be one left. With the fighter went in there too. Olaf is very annoying to fight. Now, neither of these bombers will get taken out, but the fighter does get hit. Alright, Starflash tries to go for capture here. It looks like Starflash is going to get it, which is really good for Starflash, because he has been down by 6k income for quite a few turns here. Now you get to see how much he has to fall back to try and get back to an even situation where the reinforcements for Olaf are just winning the fight. At this point, you should really leave this area and come down here or go back up this direction. Like, this is a huge overextension. And I don't know why you were charging at these units here. Okay. Yeah, attacking down here is good. Being up the transport copter. When holding on to Lightning Strike have helped with the reinforcement drawback of Lightning Strike. Well, it's pretty much always going to happen, because when you use the Lightning Strike, you get that free turn to it basically makes you overextend. Unless your opponent's army is like overextended into you, you're going to use the Lightning Strike for that extra movement. It's going to have you fighting over here. And every turn that you pass the center line, the turn in unit movement bonus, it costs you a turn of reinforcements, and it gives them a turn of reinforcements. So that's what's happening. You can try and fall back to like sucker your opponent forward, and then your Lightning Strike wouldn't have that reinforcement disadvantage. But hopefully no one's gonna try and overextend into an eagle that has a Lightning Strike ready. Yeah, if you can get a clean decapitation on your side of the map, then you would not have that problem. That's very true. And it's also true that Starflash could just not Lightning Strike and fall back, which is what like Reimer would do. And then you don't have to deal with multiple Winter Furies hitting you. Although in this case, both armies were already at max. So delaying the fight doesn't look as appealing. Alright, do start taking this capture away. This one is... Starflash is getting some of these cities back, which is pretty good. We have a new fresh fighter built from Savage the Beast. They were doing some pretty good work, so I can see why. Yeah, there's not much over here for Starflash, so it's a great place to attack. Starflash is now only 2k behind, although the city is starting to go down. Okay, Starflash is going to have to bring in pretty much all of the army in order to not have a really devastating loss of these forces. Yeah, everything's coming on down. Or not quite everything, most things are. But this is not a super scary Eagle army. And then Olaf is getting kind of close to the Winter Fury. Although Starflash is also pretty close to a lightning strike, so you do have to be very careful with the positioning of the units here for Savage the Beast. Otherwise, the lightning strike could hit. In fact, I would be surprised if we don't have a lightning strike coming. And lightning strike before Winter Fury is a lot better. So, I mean, Starflash only needs like 2.5 bars in order to get the lightning strike here. So I anticipate lightning strike before Winter Fury unless Starflash messes up the calculations, which can happen. When you're like a superpower CO, you need to make sure that the super you're going for you get no matter the rolls. So you calculate what charge you get given worst possible rolls. And as long as that works out, then you're fine to go for it. Reaches here. Okay, so I think Starflash is very safe to go for it, though. Does make sure the tank hit. No, doesn't make sure. Oh no. Oh, he needs 1,200. He's not getting 1,200. Yep. So anyway, as I was saying, it's really important to make sure that you actually get your super, and you calculate the worst possible rolls. And oftentimes the worst possible rolls are going to be ones where you do more damage and then you take less. You calc the super and you got a lot closer. I think he could have gotten it. Probably just needed to change some of the ordering around. I could be wrong though. Yeah, we get Winter Fury against a very extended Starflash army. Although there's not really a ton of troops over here for Savage the Beast. They have the same unit count currently, but like all those Starflashes is right here. Okay, you got a whole bunch of the air. Neo tank busts on in. They're going for the city as well. This is really sad news for Starflash. Well, we can actually check how much did the Winter Fury do in damage there. That was still like over 30,000. Well, if Starflash got the lightning strike there, it would probably even the game up after the Winter Fury follow-up. Although Starflash would be pretty far ahead in unit count, probably. But I don't think Starflash would be ahead. He would still be behind in income. And the Winter Fury would still hit him at the end. But failing the lightning strike is really, really bad. Because now everything got hit by the Winter Fury and a whole bunch of stuff died. That would have loved to have, done stuff. It's just nothing but injured tanks here. Neo tank isn't going to be able to... It can hit this infantry. Okay, I think this is Starflash is probably thinking about resigning, but I think the lightning strike here is just a mistake. It's such a weak lightning strike. Doesn't even kill the bomber. Starflash stayed. That looked like a resigned lightning strike to me. But that's the kind of situation as Eagle you would want to just retreat and then hold on to the fact that you have the lightning strike. You can actually do something with it later on. But you can see even the units that got hit with a lightning strike are still able to fight back the army. It's not looking good. Been nice. I really like the side play here from Savage the Beast, getting this property. And potentially getting a whole bunch of the other ones. There's no way Starflash is going to be able to fend this off while maintaining the fight over here. The lightning strike before the Winter Fury could possibly have been enough. If this army lightning strikes right now, then you can see it's still behind in unit value. But it would have been able to kill off... Really, in that case, not that much. But it would be able to kill off these guys and maybe like this artillery. Yeah, this doesn't reach the Neo tank. Anti-air doesn't reach these air units. Yeah, I think the lightning strike from Starflash here wouldn't have actually changed this a ton. I think you would still be losing afterwards with the Winter Fury follow-up. The capture. Now Starflash is looking super dead. What does the kill to death look like at this point? $91. The kill to death doesn't look... I mean, it looks really bad value-wise, but it doesn't look that bad unit count-wise to Starflash, which is why he's probably still in it. Yeah. Or he's still staying in the game, but he resigns right after. Yeah, I think it... The feedback for Starflash would be... Definitely some indirects would help, but probably falling back instead of being quite so aggressive with the lightning strikes. The Sea Starflash could have reached both heavy air units with anti-air. And now he saw both of them before moving his anti-air. One, two, three, four, five, six. Ah. He does see them with the recon. So he would have been able to hit the bomber. Even if he hits the bomber, I don't think that's favorable for Starflash, though. I mean, they are covered by the artillery. And this other stuff, I mean, even if he doesn't kill the bomber, he just hits it. He doesn't really break through. He would kill off the artillery. You think drawing is always an option? One, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, the artillery would super die. The tank would actually live. if Olaf Super didn't damage infantry. Buying indirect says Eagle does not feel bad. If you get it makes it so you can't be attacked, for one. Like, if there's ever a time that your artillery is guarding stuff, then it can fire twice. The fact that artillery hit harder than tanks, especially against heavy units, and they can hit units without occupying a tile, so they can be used for wall breaking as well, and they're cheaper. I mean, these are all really good things for Eagle. And then the artillery, of course, always useful, even when you don't have a lightning strike active. You wouldn't want to go up pure army of indirects, but you'll definitely want some. And I'm really surprised Starflash didn't buy any, because it's not like he's not used to using them in these kind of death ball configurations. The artillery also isn't... You'll notice something that happened quite a few times during the game, is that the giant tank army is really exposed. And the artillery gets to do this kind of stuff, but be back here. Be back here. But GG, well done, Savage the Beasts. Getting them really good use of, or really good job of getting those Olaf supers active. And it was a very nice aggression in the very beginning of this game. We got the triple recon opener into APC recon. I really didn't like Starflash's opening. But this is Starflash's map, so he might just know something that I don't know. GG. There are a lot of tournaments, yeah. Rejeuce, I believe, versus Quick Slow. Unsettles as Still Water version 2. I know there's a version 3 of the map. Version 2 has the lander instead of a black boat. Otherwise it's the same as version 1. And the version 3 difference is that it takes out this pipe seam and just squishes these two pipe ends together. And also it turns this lab into a city. And removes the city over here into a missile platform, I believe. I think this is sent in by rejeuce. Oh, but Quick Slow is already the Penguins, so rejeuce will be Yellow Comet. How do you balance how much to pressure all three fronts? Usually that's something that's going to be really dynamic in the game, depending on what your opponent is also doing. Because usually you want to hit where your opponent isn't. And then be weaker where your opponent's really strong, so you don't really stuff and stuff. Let's watch. Okay. We have a Jess mirror. which is probably something that's being introduced to this map because of the lander rather than the black boat. Remember that time when Go7 took my penguins from me? I don't know what you're talking about, Fluffy. Okay, we have an early recon from Rejeuce. And then an early recon from Quickslow. But Quickslow has one more infantry going out this way, where Rejeuce has another infantry going over here. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. And they chose different captures here. Okay. Looking mighty similar. We do have the double recon opener from Rejeuce, and I imagine we're gonna have the double recon opener. No, single recon from Quickslow. So we're gonna start seeing some tanks getting dropped off, I imagine, up here to try and fight off the recons. Did she have the best win-loss ratio? Nice. Now that can... I don't know how many games she had, but oftentimes those can be... oftentimes those ratios can be thrown off if like a certain group of top players or something like, I really want to play Jess. And then there's just not that many Jess games, so a good portion of them is determined by rating matchups. But if a lot of people were playing Jess and she still had a high win rate, then that could be indicative of her being pretty good on the map. Okay, there we go. We have the tank. Doesn't show up with the lander drop off here, which is kind of sad. So this recon can still harass if it wants to. It was scared, I guess, of this potentially being a tank, though. And then we have the other recon heading towards the center, as is the custom. And then we have tank here. So even though Rejeuce... That works. Even though Rejeuce went for the double recon, is actually going to have a faster tank drop off in this area. So I guess this tank isn't getting dropped off at all. It's still going to run over here. Oh. Very, very sad news for Quickslow. As the recon just sees, or the infantry see the recon spotting them, and there's absolutely no coverage for them. Cough, majestic cough. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta check on the dog. All right, I'm back. Surely you jest. Nice, nice. Jess infantry can let you down, but they still have a lot of potential. Okay. So, it looks like Quickslow is somewhat sacking this area, or just leaving it to fend for itself with its 4 Jess infantry. And gonna go for more of this center aggression, or just either center aggression or just trade the corners. Since not only was the tank not brought over here to help defend against the recons, but the lander also shifted even further forward, which I don't think was a great play because pretty much everyone goes for the recon opener here, and they always go straight for that comm tower area. So very risky from Quickslow, especially against the Jess. That's okay. The lander saves them. Run back. We have another tank. We got double tank and infantry. It does look like these guys are starting to head towards the center. And we had to rejeuce did drop off a tank down here to fend off the recons. And Quickslow is getting some central captures here. I'm not a huge fan of the central captures on this map because it's really easy to lose them. They're all stuck together, and if you get outmaneuvered one time, you'll just lose all 4 of these. So I much prefer the easier to defend captures that you're either dropping units off next to, or your reinforcements actually pass by. Hey Ash, hello. Okay, so currently Quickslow is a little bit ahead. Well, actually is a little more than a little bit. Is ahead in the economics because at the end of rejeuce's turn, rejeuce will be behind by 1k. But it does look like the comm tower advantage is going to fall to rejeuce, and then also as this army shifts down here, the captures that Quickslow is getting the economic advantage from are going to be very vulnerable to being flipped, while rejeuce's own captures look very solid. So we'll see if Quickslow can hold on to these properties. You can see they're already in danger. And then there's an artillery backing this up, which is really good. See, the nightmare to attack into with just tanks, once you have a lot of tanks. So again, these are central captures that Quickslow is going for. You can see this one's already being captured, so it's only going to generate just like 2,000. So Quickslow tries to defend it, but quickly learns that that's not going to work out super great. Does get this tank kill, which is nice though. So it's kind of a trade of a tank and an infantry for a tank and an infantry. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah, we do have the medium tank and then an artillery of Quickslow's own. Still just a single tank dropped off here, and still this lander really wants to get this drop off by the comm tower. Rejeuce also wanted to do that. I don't know why, because this, well, for one, this is already captured, and also now these infantry have no backup and they're just like really far forward. So they're very vulnerable to being picked off by vehicles. And yeah, so all of these captures that Quickslow got are quickly falling. Interesting. So Rejeuce decides to back off here. Could have sat here and continued capturing because that's just because there was no infantry in range to interrupt, and that would force this tank to stay and hit when there is a rejeuce tank in range to get the counterattack. And there wouldn't be any backup coming for this tank because this lander is seen right here. So, looks like a missed opportunity to me, but it does potentially preserve the infantry health for the infantry unit. So attacking here does actually have the anti-air for this copter, which I could definitely see Rejeuce potentially losing this copter right away just to hit like this tank, expecting that an anti-air wouldn't be here in time, but quick slow is definitely on top of that. Okay, so now that Rejeuce has these captures, it's completely up to them whether or not they want to just attack over into this area, which looks really appealing to me because this lander hasn't really been transporting stuff, so that's what I would do. Or you can try and push down here and take these central captures, which I would not want to do because the lander has pretty much been doing nothing over here. So the units must be coming out in this direction. So I don't really want to go fight a huge mass of my opponent's troops. I would much rather just go take their relatively free properties. But we'll see what Rejeuce decides here. Let's get some nice kills. And then there goes the copter, rest in peace. This is why I don't like... This kind of thing happens a lot with copters when they're being used aggressively. They move forward and they're like, you know, my opponent probably doesn't have an anti-air. And then your opponent does have an anti-air, and then you just lost a 9,000 cost vehicle in order to do 4 damage to a tank. Is that really 4 damage to a tank? Ouch. That is unfortunate. So, looks like Rejeuce hasn't completely committed to just attacking in here, but does have infantry in range to start capturing these properties. Maybe they thought their opponent didn't have an anti-air because they don't have an anti-air. Yeah. I wouldn't... Well, they do. But they don't have an anti-air there. Their anti-air is a turn behind. So, I mean, that's a little gutsy to think that your opponent... didn't have one by day 13. But, I mean, it's possible. It could happen. Rest in peace. And yeah, I think I agree with Quick Slow delaying attacking into this and kind of just trading these corners at this point. Especially because, well, Quick Slow shouldn't go for this capture. This is a mistake. But, especially because Quick Slow doesn't have these properties, it's like the perfect thing to sack. If you can sack a corner for a corner, one of which your opponent has all the properties for, and then the other one you have none of the properties for, you're just profiting. Pure profit from the trade. But if you want to do that, you don't stick around here. Because, I mean, there's no way you have any way that you're going to be able to support this. All of your troops are over here, and you see your opponent has nothing over here. So yeah, these guys are all going to go bye-bye. Ooh. Okay, the lander for Rejeuce is in play. Has a Neo tank. Decided not to pick up this infantry. The lander picked up the Neo tank and it was just so excited that it just left. Decided, oh yeah, I could bring 2 things, but I have a Neo tank. That's all I need. Hello, Rishi. advanced attacks here does stop the city capture, and that has an infantry in range to potentially go for the comm tower next turn. Definitely time to run away. Yeah. Okay. So this Neo tank is not known about over here. Hopefully this medium. Okay. Whew. I was a little worried for a second that this medium tank attacked the pipe seam from over here on this side, and we were just going to have a very, very sad turn where the Neo tank comes over and hits the medium tank from a city. Surprised the Neo tank doesn't have more vision in fog. It literally has a telescope for a weapon. That would be very funny if the Neo tank's vision was one tile, 5 tiles, just in a line in front of it. But alas, no. It has the same vision as an artillery, and a medium tank, and a mega tank. There's a lot of things that sometimes the vision doesn't make much sense for, like battlecopters see as far as a tank does. I don't know. I would have thought battlecopters would see pretty far because they fly. Okay. We have a very forward infantry aggression here from rejeuce, and this usually means that in this case Yellow Comet wants to start a fight here, because you don't usually just attack with especially Jess infantries into the opponent's army unless there's a lot of backup for it. So what rejeuce would like to have happen here is that Quickslow tries to kill off all these infantry using vehicles, and then these vehicles are able to beat up the vehicles that went after the infantry. Nothing can fly over pipes, though. Not even stealths. Only pipe runners. Whoop. Very nicely done. The only thing that would be better with this attack is if this tank wasn't on a city. But you can, you can only get away with so much. It's gonna be very sad. I mean, the Neo tank still has to be really scared because it can see nothing about this composition, and it's very easy for Quickslow to have like an artillery with this army, and then you're just accidentally, like, look at what rejeuce sees over here. It's very easy for there to be an artillery with this, and then the Neo tank would step forward and hit the tank on the city and then just get shelled by artillery and trapped. Also send the tank to block the lander. That would be fancy. It does only have one place to drop off. That's a good point. You could have a unit just stand here. Annoying. It would stop these reinforcements. That would actually be a big deal because then this recon wouldn't be scouting. Ooh. Rest in peace, recon. Well, that's a weird overdrive. That's a do half your moves and then super. It does kill the recon. It does take out the artillery. I mean, it is a favorable hit there, but I don't think that's... don't imagine that's going to work out super great, because there's still going to be quite a few units over here. I do like the recons getting these one shots on the infantry, though. You may have placed your own copter on that tile, delaying your own lander drop-off. That hurts. Okay, so the retaliation here from Quickslow looks pretty darn good. Because these vehicles have no protection. Where like multiple vehicles from rejeuce had to be used to hit infantry, that's not a problem for Quickslow here. Zoom on over. But there is the difference is that rejeuce did have double comm tower and there wasn't any power defense used for Quickslow. So the attacks are definitely better for rejeuce from that. The trades are better for rejeuce than they will be for Quickslow, but it's not like they're bad for Quickslow. I'm surprised this infantry didn't move here to help defend the copter, but that's okay. Wanted the mountain vision, I guess. Okay, at the end of that, they're pretty much even, except for the fact that rejeuce is up 4k, which is really nice. Let's get to kill this copter, which is very unfortunate for Quickslow, but the double tank should still win this front, even without the copter anymore. I like it. So there isn't the vision to know whether or not there's units here ready to trap these neo-tanks. So the lander goes for a cute check of the traps. Sees that it's clear. And then still have to kind of risk that this is not trapped though. Doesn't check the... I know, there's still at the chance. It's not even that unlikely that there would be something here, because having unit on the plains tiles makes a lot of sense. Days of Ruin vision. Okay, so we have a triple neo-tank coming in here against Quickslow, who has a single neo-tank and a medium tank left. And is still behind by 3k. It's just... And this all happened for Quickslow because they decided to try and focus on taking the center first, rather than shoring up their other fronts. And you just can't hold the center. Be dreaming the big dreams. Okay, lots of attacks on infantry here. Does get a first strike on the neo tank. Gets a knockdown to 2. It's pretty nice. However, it's very possible here that Quickslow will get hoisted on their own petard, because they did injure this pipe seam with a medium tank shot earlier. And that could allow the neo tanks to start coming in here and helping out with rejeuce's own fighting force. No mega. The legendary Jess mechs. Well, if you drop off a mega here, it's pretty good, right? You drop it off here, 1, 2, 3. You can break this in one turn no matter what, and then it's already threatening all of these cities. Hey, we got this Jess mech. Jess mechs, always underrated. We'll see how it performs. We'll try and be unbiased about this. Oh, looks like we did in fact have a neo tank break the pipe seam. Still more Neo tanks coming from Rejeuce. So the mega tanks from Quickslow would be pretty good. I mean, just mega tanks, they're not as underrated as Jess mechs. They're still very, very good as far as mega tanks go. Ooh. Okay, Quickslow decides to attack in from this side and then have the medium tank attack in here. Okay. A lot of charge just got generated there. Alright, we're attacking this artillery. It was a nice 6 damage attack from the anti-air there. We have another medium tank. Okay. There's 5 Neo tanks for Rejeuce versus 2 Neo tanks and 2 medium tanks. Although 3 of these are fairly injured. Okay, we have the normal power from Rejeuce. It should perform, yeah, pretty well over here. Neo tanks are coming in and saying hi. Nice. Infantry dropped off to make a wall here with the transport copter. That seemed like a pretty good use of a normal power while still having a lot of charge left over. Ooh, we have the super at the Quickslow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's really weird because usually when you want to use your super, it's because like that's your reinforcements reach where they couldn't before. So I think it might just be for 3 attacks or 4 attacks, which is not the kind of value you usually want. Yeah, that's a pretty weak super. The mech. Oh no. If only mech's one-shot pipe seemed to be set up to defend over here. Okay, Rejeuce gets this city from Quickslow. Attacks in here. A little aggressive to attack in here, but I guess this Neo tank is somewhat defending his buddy. There is a normal power that can be used to increase that movement range. Infantry does decide to try and attack the mech. If they whack the seam with their bazookas. Right. Goes the infantry for daring to strike a Jess mech. Down goes the infantry for daring to try and interrupt the capture. That's 2 kills for this mech, I claim. Alright. Nice first strikes on these Neo tanks. There's actually not very many supportive units over here for them anymore for Rejeuce. There's a lot of stuff invested over here though. And no one's banked up for a mega tank, so we're just going back to regular tanks here for Quickslow. Rejeuce goes for the Jess super, which might allow this medium tank to kill this tank on the city. Would let these other tanks kind of get involved. Maybe not actually. Okay, and let the medium tank get through and hit this Neo tank. Did kill it. Pretty good. No, the Jess mech. Rest in peace. It secured this capture. Wow, the anti-air got a damage in retaliation. Good job, anti-air. Okay, rejeuce is doing really well in all of the metrics now. We have the response super from quick slow. Killing off. Oh my gosh, look at that anti-air go. Killing off the big tanks from rejeuce. Down goes the medium tank. But is going to lose this comm tower with no real hope of taking this one from rejeuce. So it's going to be 3k income difference. Soon to be a 2k once this gets finished captured. And then a 2 comm tower to 0 comm tower. It's 5 unit difference. It seems really rough for quick slow. But it does look like there is the big tank advantage right now. Start getting the capture, very nice. So there's one healthy neo tank left on the field. The quick slow, oh, I guess there's 2. There's this one too. Quick slow still stands tall in the neo tank department here. We have the bomber from rejeuce. I like it. It's a good answer to neo tanks for sure. And just having more money is also going to be very helpful. The lander starts coming on down here. This tank gets taken out. They've got a huge infantry problem over here for rejeuce. There's just a single one. Looks like I got trapped on this infantry. But these 2 cities start getting captured as well. That would be absolutely disastrous for quick slow, who's currently down 4k. Charge in. A little aggressive. Kill off the medium tank and the infantry and the anti-air. Quick slow isn't gonna get a normal power off of this, but I don't think the neo tank needs it yet. I can just reach. Ooh. Charging in to make sure that guy doesn't heal up. I mean, that's pretty good. It is gonna die to just a regular tank. Never mind, the regular tank is not interested. Gonna go with the trying to go purely luck damage to take it out. Okay. Wow. Oh, I was like, how does that not kill? And that's because Jess doesn't have, or Quickslow doesn't have the comm tower anymore. Oh, you got the pipe runner. That's the GG pipe runner. Was about to go down another 2k and then come out. That was definitely game over. I think Quickslow had some really good tactics. I think this pipe scene came back to haunt them a bit. It was just really the strategic choice to go for those central captures early on and then inevitably losing them. You have to take out this disappointment against Go7. Jess wins! GG, Jess. Why would you go against me? Okay, we have... You don't want to break the pipe scene the other player can control the battleship. That's true. Oh, Math Blitz. I heard you went out on an adventure. How did it go? think this is the game that Elise sent in to me. She said no. Aw, I'm sorry. It happens. So which of these names do I like more? unicornMath is good. Mayor of Cool City is also good. I will give Hawke the Cobalt Ice. Very incidental music. Here we go. I don't know what the rating of these players are. I'm going to assume they're both 1600s. And we'll decide. Okay, so going for the harbor first. So there, there is some. Well, yeah, first, second. Go for the harbor second. There's some merit to this because this map does have an LVJD lock on it. If you go for an artillery from here, you can build the artillery and you get to react to your opponent's infantry movement. So after they because it takes them 2 turns to go from here to here, you can build the artillery and then wait to see if they move this infantry to here or anywhere over here. And then you can move your artillery to this tile, and that will lock this city from them while you're also protected from a pipe seam. And then when you are ready to lay siege to this base, you can then use that same artillery to break that pipe seam and open up another avenue of attack. The mayor of Cool City is not Cobalt, the literal coolest city around. That's a good point. But, I mean, it's unicornMath. Go7 math bias, exactly. Ooh, okay, so this is a little concerning. Mayor of Cool City is not going towards this harbor and city, which means that this area could be open to some harassment from even the opposing central city. Could send a vehicle up there, I guess. But it also means that there'll be a very weak presence towards trying to contest these central cities, although it's not super important because there's only 2. 1 for each. But if you show up here with your infantry after your opponent, then they can finish capturing the city, and then they're ready to interrupt you, which could be bad. We do have the early artillery from Mayor of Cool City down here, so we could have some very aggressive opening here. But it was a base skip artillery. That's a very, very early artillery. I would not recommend base skip artillery. This is standard. Okay, we have a recon from unicornMath over here. Whoa, unicornMath didn't move here to capture. I didn't even notice that. Moved here to just stand. Moving forward, might be trying to go for a very early lap cap, but I think it'd be faster. I guess it's the same speed to walk this way as this way. But Mayor of Cool City with a very early base skip to this artillery out here. You'd want to, if you're wanting to do something like this as Von Bolt, for instance, you would build a mech here, because 2 artillery shots plus a mech attack when you have 10% firepower will break the pipe seam. And then that means that you get to this turn, I guess the next turn, your mech steps onto the mountain, hits this, the artillery fires, and then you build a tank. And then on the following turn, your mech gets to step off the mountain, and the artillery gets to fire, break the pipe seam, and then the tank gets to burst through. Some surprise attacks. I mean, that won't work at all levels. Eventually, people will kind of catch on to the fact that pipe seams can suddenly vanish, and then units have more reach than you once thought. Mayor of Cool City with another base skip. Okay, we do have the tank set up. So in this situation, the pipe seam can break next turn, because the artillery can fire and then the tank can take it out. But it's not a very good pipe seam break because there's no unit to then spill forth and get that unexpected aggression. We do also have the artillery over here. This is where you're set up for that LVJD lock. So depending on what this infantry does determines what this artillery does. It can decide to, instead of dealing with this stuff over here, it can move up this way and support the captures on these kind of choky areas with these cities, with these infantry, and maybe potentially put some pressure on this base. Or if this infantry decides to step here, here, or here, moving towards this city, it just goes into a place where it can stop that. So it's kind of got guaranteed value, like right there, perfect time for the artillery to come over and stop this city from ever being captured. Okay, so in this case, there is going to be a unit that can spill forth. This infantry will be able to walk through and stop this capture. Like so. It's not exactly what you prefer. Ideally, you have at least a tank rushing through, maybe a recon. But now these guys are both set up to get some damage done. Very scary news. This is actually a very scary setup for this lone base. You have double tank artillery from over here. You have artillery and the airport's already captured over here. So this pipe seam could get broken down and this base is going to get absolutely swarmed with units. Which usually means GG for the base. unicornMath getting the nice interrupt over here. I don't like this move from unicornMath because both of these tanks, either one of these can hit this tank and then get backed up by an artillery and then still be in the reinforcement range of this base. Even better. I guess it would only be tank reinforcements, but they'd be covering each other and be in reinforcement range. So that's what I would expect to see Mayor of Cool City do here. This was a bit of a blunder. This infantry should go for this city capture, and then this one should move down into this area to go for this city capture. Kind of the one with more opportunities just kind of just decide to steal the only option for the other one. We have the comm tower captured, very nice. In comes the tank, get a nice first strike, finish off this infantry capture. Should probably not go for that, instead use that guy as like a wall over here. This is, well, I mean, you can go for it, it's not like it's bad, but I'd prefer to have a wall over here to be really annoying so like this tank can't come over and pester this artillery. Not that it would want to, it only has 4 health. But if this infantry is here blocking, then it incentivizes unicornMath to use the infantry to clear it. And then the 4 health tank does like 3 damage or something to this artillery. And then these 2 infantry can kill this infantry, and a tank can kill off this tank. I don't think Elise knows how to play this map very well. I'm just gonna say that. No, Elise has a good openings for this map, but the artillery usage is not bad, provided your opponent isn't kind of punishing you on the other side of the map for having a slow opening. Well, the idea would be that you don't need to put your tank on the city because you would build a tank here to cover it. In this case, these buys are kind of the opposite of what you'd want. Although I can understand wanting to have the artillery closer to the front, but the artillery doesn't cover the other tank. Or that one. So if this was a tank instead of an artillery, this would be just like really good for Mayor of Cool City. You'd have the artillery fire on this tank, and then the tank from the base would go and hit this, or while this tank goes back. Well, it might go here to hit this infantry, but it would probably start heading back to maybe heal up. And then this tank can come through here and kill off this tank, and then you have both of your tanks covered by artillery. You've killed off 2 of your opponent's tanks. You'd be really happy. It's still going to be fine, though. And it does mean that this tank can have fun in the fights up here. unicornMath with a copter built. Very nice. This artillery has been firing away at this pipe seam. This is a little awkward. I would probably try and get this kill, maybe with the follow-up of the 4 health infantry. I'd have to look at what the rolls are like, though. But I think they would probably be fine, actually. Because I think this is a low 9 for sure. But in this regard, you don't get to kill off this 4 health tank, which is kind of sad. Although it is super trapped. We have a mech infantry army over here holding its ground. Now we have the tank follow-up on this front. This is a little unfortunate. Just go back here. You'd prefer to have... For one, you'd prefer to have the tank strike first instead of the infantry strike first, but you'd also prefer to have the tank actually hit from this road tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This tank would still be able to hit you, but if you're attacking from the road tile, then the tank that you build from this base actually covers you, where in this case it doesn't. A little embarrassing. But we do have this pipe seam about to go down. It's at 3 health, and then the copter is set up to rush on through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't quite reach this base. If it was a bomber, then they would reach the base in 1 turn. Three HP tank is 19 to 22% versus 2 HP tank on planes. That looks like some very good odds then. Artillery gets hit again. This is totally fine for Von Bolt, depending on how they decide to go about for like the order of attacks here. Like this tank reaches. Pretty soon an anti-air is going to be forced out of this base, and then this will just get overrun in theory. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the fights up here. There's just a huge infantry brawl, I guess, in this fight. unicornMath is up by 5k, which is pretty nice. Okay, so usually in these kind of situations, you're gonna try and find out a way to get this tank to do something. It looks like it might just come around and kill this tank. Never mind. I guess it's gonna go after this infantry. So I'm fine with that attacking the infantry. I would just have it attack from the city instead, so that this infantry can actually reach to finish it off. Attack in here. There's a recon over here that can start causing some mayhem. And the copter has now rushed on through. Another follow-up copter. We have an anti-air to deal with this copter. It seems like a reasonable buys. So this looks very scary for this base right now. That the nice thing it has going for it is neither of these artillery were able to find a way to scoot on over here. If this full health artillery, I'm not quite sure what it did. What did it do? Quickly, I must check. Oh, it fired on this tank. Okay, well, if like this tank was used to kill off this tank or whatever, the artillery moving up behind these tanks would be like game over for this base, because now this tank would have nothing it could do. It'd be sandwiched between artillery and copter, and it does need to actually deal with the opposing units coming in though, because this base is forced to build an anti-air when the copter comes forward. So fortunately for this base, this tank can just move forward and kill this tank off and be in a reasonable situation. It's still not ideal because the artillery are still on their way to lock the base. Okay, I like the copter harassment from unicornMath. Does kill off the tank. Even gets to hit this infantry, which is nice. Ooh. Does the damage to the artillery, nice. Starts moving in here. Now we have artillery from unicornMath over here. We have the recon take the first strike. This is, I assume, to get the power for unicornMath. He then uses the black wave. That'll help in the fight over here for sure. And he goes for one little strike. Alright. Now usually for Hawke against Von Bolt, you want to go for the Hawke super. But if desperate times call for desperate measures, then that's what they do. I mean, this base is under some serious threat for sure. So in this case, you don't want to attack with your tank first. You want to attack with the copter first. So you'd have your copter go around like this. You would hit from the city. And then you would use your tank to finish off this other tank like so. Excuse me. And this 1 health tank would stand here. So you would have your 9 health tank and a 1 health tank guarding against this anti-air hitting the copter. And then you'd have your artillery come up behind. And this tank would be dead. This still guards the copter, which is good. The copters move back. I like this little setup with the artillery starting to approach this base, and it has the infantry set up to start capturing this city if the anti-air tries to dive in this way. Okay. Tank built over here, so it's covering his tank buddy. There's a double tank swing, but it is a Von Bolt tank on a city, so it will always survive that nonsense. This tank attack, and this one can be covered by an anti-air on by, which is pretty good. unicornMath going for this lab, and kind of has a decent attack towards this one too. There was a base skip over here. Hey, you're a cool city. Ooh. the tank was able to wrap around and finish off that injured artillery. And we have the medium tank bot, which is a very good buy here because there's no artillery currently locking it down. And we don't have the threat of the threat of like this copter reaching this tile. If we go copter, and then a copter here, or I guess even a copter here, then the space would just get too closed in by units and would surely die. But it should be able to hold on here. Ooh, it even has copter support. Now we do have the artillery able to go here with the copter standing here, which would be out of range of this copter, but it would require that this anti-air dies, which it can, because we can have this normal tank move here and to hit the anti-air, and then this anti-air finishes it off from the city, and then the artillery would probably move here to help lock the city in combination with this one here, or not the city but the base, and then this copter would just hit this tank. Okay, well this isn't going to be as good. The problem here is that this tank is occupying the tile that this anti-air needs to hit from. So now that we have a 5 health anti-air still alive, which is kind of annoying for any of the copter shenanigans that were previously available. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Okay. Okay, that's not so bad. So now this artillery, now the situation is that to kill this copter, you have to base skip. But I think that unicornMath can kind of get around it, right? Because the anti-air can kill off this infantry, I imagine. It might not be able to. This is a bomb bolt. But if it can, then the medium tank is to take out this artillery. Yeah, I don't think this is optimal choice of attack from Mayor Cool City, but it is the right idea. It's just very easy for that to fall apart. Ooh, now this actually can break through this way. Kills off the anti-air. I would probably kill off the artillery, because there's already 2 copters here to deal with my copter. Okay. Very good pressure over here from unicornMath. For sure. This lab was taken, so if this one falls, that's just GG. Space is holding on just fine. Alright, Mayor Cool City is going to have the opportunity to use the Bomb Bolt Super here. That does hit almost all of the units on this front. So at this point, you're going to be looking at copter infantry maybe to try and kill this artillery, and you can stand on it with your artillery to stop stuff from buying here, and then bring your infantry over to just start capturing this. Ah! That is not what you want to do. So the problem here is now the base is still alive, and these units were stunned for a turn, so you don't actually have to engage with them for a whole turn, and instead focus on the stuff that can actually do actions. The little mech attack's a little bit fishy, but I guess it's okay because this pipe team isn't anywhere close to being broken, so there's no going to be sudden onrush of units, and the tank is threatening to hit the artillery afterwards, after it would shoot the mech. BB is just trying their hardest to get defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, these kind of situations, they're a lot more complex than they look. So I can definitely understand the plight of Mayor of Cool City here. I think that they had the right idea going in, and then the tactics is just kind of getting away from them here. We have another black wave. This artillery is on its own, but it is on a city, so it can hold that for a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I don't think this anti-air is longed for this world. I guess we can have the copter strike, and then the tank come up and hit it. Start moving in here with artillery shots. Artillery shot should probably focus on killing off this medium tank at this point. All nice and joined together. Ooh, okay, so this isn't as... This is a little more dangerous because now the anti-air is somewhat lined up to go for the hit here, but you can still stop it because the tank can just come over here and strike from the lab. Ah, well, it's still not the end of the world. Okay, we have a nice block with this infantry. That works too. Oh, did get the clear on the base, so we do have the infantry starting to capture, and it looks like the only thing that can free it is this 8 health anti-air. So this is pretty nice for Von Bolt because that means this copter isn't going to get taken out. We have another base skip. I really don't like the base skips that Mayor of Cool City keeps going for. The unicornMath still has a really nice income lead. This anti-air is kind of thwarting the harassment that the copter could do over here. But unicornMath is able to save the base. For now. Going for this capture. It's a little aggressive because there's quite a few troops over here that could potentially stop that. We had another medium tank built, which makes sense. A bomber would be really good to deal with this nonsense. When you first play on this map, you saw black boats on the pipe seams. I do not recall ever seeing a version with that. That would be a weird thing to do because black boats are like, they're slightly more durable in most situations than pipe seams. And then once the black boat dies, the pipe seam's left at 20 HP. So that's a weird thing to do. Oh, you're supposed to delete the black boat. Ah. It wasn't your opponent's black boats. Maybe deny airport to non-Sammy. Gotcha. Okay. Anti-air died from that. This anti-air gets hit by the tank, which is really good news for unicornMath, because now these copters can get in here. Although a 4 health anti-air is still going to do a good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it gets hit from its city. There goes this copter, rest in peace. Okay, at this point it looks like unicornMath has pretty much stabilized this base. I mean, maybe not, because you can still go tank, kill anti-air, copter, stands on base, and hits the medium tank with the artillery backup. Okay, but the 3k income has been favoring unicornMath for a while here, and it's definitely been helping. This Neo tank can either try to ignore this artillery and just kill off this tank, or it can kind of move out around this way, or to a nice position where it can defend over here and threaten this base. Although I don't think it's needed to take out this base. Anti-air comes in, kills off the infantry. Okay. Save the city, that makes sense. We have a nice attack from the city over here with anti-air, block off and tickle this artillery with the infantry, sure. Does decide to attack in here with the Neo tank. Oh, this isn't quite gonna kill, is it? It lives at 1. It's a weird move. Well, the artillery really wants to lock the base from afar. Not block it, but lock it. If you block it, the medium tank just kills you, and then they build another medium tank. Okay, unicornMath has another normal power available if they so wish to use it, although usually you do want to save up for the super. It's more value. You think does get shot. We do see another black wave from Hawke. I would definitely have saved up for the super. I don't think that they need this black wave this turn, unless it's to like kill off this anti-air or something. Yeah. Well, they're going to get hit by another Von-Bolt super, and if they had the black wave follow-up, that'd be pretty good. Although they're already looking pretty nice in the unit value, and still the income, because so much has been invested in trying to take this base, and it's just failed. So it's going to be very beneficial for Hawke. I'm not sure why this Neo tank. I probably would have gone over here to this city to start healing it up, but I guess it wants to help out trying to take this base. And goes the anti-air. Whoa! Okay. Mayor of Cool City whipping out the battleship. So if you wanted to guarantee that you take out this base on the next turn, it's not going to be a battleship buy. It's going to be the bomber buy, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A bomber comes in, hits the medium tank. You can finish it off and then block the base, because these guys can't move. I mean, the battleship is a very imposing buy, but it's going to take a while to get over here, and the worst part of it is that they can build a sub this turn, and the battleship will not be able to deal with that sub because it's right out of range. Oh, never mind. Mayor of Cool City is onto it. Decides to block here. I like it. So no sub can be bought. So I guess instead what's going to happen is unicornMath has to build a battleship here to fend off this battleship. They've got the econ advantage, so very, very feasible. We'll see. I guess you could also build like rockets, but not yet. The base is blocked by your own, or blocked by your own stunned unit. The unicornMath did not do anything in retaliation. This battleship is just chilling. You should at least start capturing the harbor rather than just stand on it. The battleship is now in range of the base. Ooh. And Mayor of Cool City is going to get the comm tower from unicornMath. Which is pretty nice. Get the copter built. The harbor still being sat on here. Okay, I mean, this is looking pretty promising for Mayor of Cool City to finally take this base out. The double medium tank is pretty good. Okay, we do have the comm tower falling here. I don't know why this infantry is attacking in here. There's so much stuff here to fight it. We do have the battle copters coming over to try and fend off this battleship. And the battleship is not going to one-shot this anti-air. I'm going to go for the medium tanks instead. And we have this guy blocking here is very, very cute. Medium tank decides to stay on the city and just kill off that infantry. It's a little weird to me. I would probably move over here beyond this city and try and kill the medium tank. Although I guess you want to try and... Oh, this doesn't stay out of range of the 7 health medium tank. The reason why this is weird is because you could just use this guy to... I don't know why this anti-air is moving into a super danger zone. I mean, this artillery can fire on it. This tank can fire on it. Not a good place to stand. I think the AI has to move vehicles before infantry. The tactics. The infantry harbors resentment. No, the infantry decided to stand here. It didn't want to capture. It could have taken the port at this point. Oh. You can't build a sub. Because, well, I mean, you can build a sub, but they take an absurd amount of damage from battleships. I guess it wouldn't, I mean, the problem is you'd build the sub, the battleship fires on you, and then the battlecopters come in to block its way. We have another black wave. It does hit the battleship, so indirect fire is weaker. It also gets this neo tank hit. Oh, ho ho! It survives. Okay. Copper strike on the tank, looking pretty decent. Gonna need to build a copter to defend the battleship. I do like the neo tank finishing off the medium tank. However, there is a copter here that's coming in. Like, looks like it's just going to be able to come in and finish off the neo tank. We have a battleship fires on medium tank. Now we start the capture of the Arbor, and we have the bomber bot. Okay. The bomber isn't nearly as scary at this point because there's been time for this base to actually get some more vehicles out. But it is a very scary bomber buy. As you can see, it reaches the base in one turn. Did you hit this? But yeah, now you have the double anti-air. That's going to be able to scare off the bomber because there isn't anything supporting this. For some reason, the battlecopter didn't come down here. Oh, it did come down here. It just did 1 damage. Wow. That's a pretty healthy Neo-tank. Yeah, with the normal power, you could potentially build a sub. It's, as you see, it still hits it for 6. Although it would also still have been blocked in by the and unicornMath has managed to maintain this income lead for so long. Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to build it now. Okay. You have the battleship hit this anti-air, and then the bomber killed the other one. Neo-tank is kind of on its own, but it did get to hit this anti-air, which is nice. Ooh, this anti-air is able to zoom on in here. It is going to get taken out, but it does kill a copter. Okay, we now have the anti-air supporting this Neo-tank, which is nice. unicornMath's still able to keep control of these cities, which is really good. I'm not 100% convinced by that attack, but you know, you do what you gotta do. It's a huge difference. This copter came down here, did 1 damage to the Neo-tank. This one comes over here, does 3. Oh, it's definitely a case of chip damage there. Okay. Ooh, very scary attack. Now it's Mayor of Cool City who has to be worried about their one base. The artillery's coming in. We got copters and tanks coming in. Mayor of Cool City can clear this anti-air, but there isn't anything currently that is happy to stand here. The 2 health infantry can, but it can get taken off. Oh, there's the full health infantry on its way, though. With anti-air support. This is looking fairly promising for Mayor of Cool City. Back in here, take out, get a hit on this artillery, which is nice. Build an anti-air. Stun these guys. Building an anti-air is even better. Oh, built an infantry. Okay, so there was a medium tank built down here, I see. Okay. The copter has cleared the space. I mean, you've got to build something really big there to stop it from just getting blocked again. I think it might have to be a mega tank. I think a 7 health bomb bolt bomber. Well, unicornMath is probably going to use the normal power again. Yeah. And that's going to make it in combination with the anti-air attack there. is going to make it so you can actually just build like a medium tank to hold the base. Like so. That was a pretty good normal power. Ideally, you'd be able to do it before the anti-air attack to get more damage done on the bomber. Okay. The fact that an anti-air wasn't built your last turn is hurting Miracle City so much. But there's still nothing in range that can really hit it. Add up the total investment from Unicorn to try and save that base, but you also get to add up the total investment that Mayor of Cool City put in to try and take the base. I think Mayor of Cool City's invested more than Unicorn. We've had Battleship, we had multiple battle copters and anti-airs, artillery and tanks and a bomber. And unicornMath is a 10k income lead. Three medium tanks, countless AA so far, yeah. Oh, battleship's getting taken out by the battle copters at this point. I think this is starting to be GG. I don't think Miracle City is going to be able to hold on to this base as well as unicornMath has. Yeah. Although, I don't know what this artillery is doing. I mean, ideally it would stand here where this tank is. Medium tank is taken out, but goodbye bomber. These cities do get taken, which will help with Mayor of Cool City's 10k deficit for multiple turns. Her math gets this harbor, gets the battleship again, kills off the bomber, builds a medium tank over here. This is looking super GG. Come in here. Attack the anti-air, use the copters to kill the tank. Or not. That was really weird. The copters can kill the tank and then the tank can hit the anti-air. As is, Mayor of Cool City can have the tank attack the anti-air, or the copter, and then the anti-air kills the copter and then build a medium tank or something. Or you could do that, but if you do that, you can't build from your base. So that will probably be for that base. The battleship goes back to the harbor, but there's nothing to save it. Mayor of Cool City resigns. Oh man, GG. Jaws of victory. I know Mayor of Cool City definitely had the right idea multiple times for taking this base, but the execution just didn't quite get there. GG. It's tough though. Once you get the hang of taking bases, then it'll be much easier. But the first time you try it, I mean, it's always gonna be tough. They're tricky. Okay, I have enough time for a quick run. I don't know if this is a quick one. But I'll try and get through it. Yeah, I'll just go this size. Hawke plus Olaf mirror, you have your doubts that it is. I mean, those are reasonable doubts. I think this is sent in by Jones. Although they were already yellow comment, weren't they? So I'll just keep it. Okay. This is a tournament map in the Smacky Cup. As you can see, it's got 2 3D cubes on it. Why it's called Qubits. Away we go. There's a neutral base over here with an airport, so you can see both players moving towards that right away. Ideally. And there's also these neutral cities that you start with. So you could potentially get a pretty nice income advantage if you could somehow take that from them, but it is close to the neutral city that they take, so good luck with that. The reinforcement routes are kind of awkward, but usually, from what I've seen, the fighting kind of takes place in this general region, from Yellow Comet attacking up this way towards this lab and this airport, and then Cobalt Ice is attacking down this way towards this lab and this airport. The center doesn't really have much use, just because we have a neutral base right here, so the reinforcements don't really ever go into the center unless you were trying to front switch up here, but that's very dangerous because your opponent could be attacking. It could attack you in transit. It looks like Mezasilia. Oh man, Meza is got some very early harassment units ready to go after some of these capturing infantry that Jones might have. And actually, the exact same thing is happening over here. They both sent recon tank, and then to attack over here, and then both sent recon tank to be the counter aggression. The only difference is Meza has an anti-air follow-up, and Jones has a tank follow-up, and then the order of the recon and the tank are different. Yeah, the black boats having this vision from mountain is not true. That's just a glitch in the replay view. But when they're actually playing, they do not have all that vision. They just see tiles. The one's right next to the black boat, which makes this black boat placement really weird to me. But it is what it is. Interesting. So Jones got this nice pick off. Well, then not quite pick off, but this nice attack on this tank, and then just kind of fell back afterwards. We have some harassment over here. We have both players also with the same timing on this copter, and only a single copter. J/Walker thought the black boat had 2 vision. Gotcha. Well, neither of them really play Fog that much, so it's understandable that they wouldn't know. People that play Fog will know that this has 1 vision because you often have black boats on your HQ, and you can see it has 1 vision. Okay, so we have an attack in here from Jones, which is looking pretty nice because it's a triple tank swing, and there's just an anti-air and a 1 health tank currently defending. This guy can't reach yet. Look at this guy. Looks like Meza was trying to go towards the center here. I don't think that's going to work out super great because of the base placement for both players. The reinforcement attack coming in this way means if you come from the center, you're going to be way too slow. So we have a similar attack over here for Meza, but leading with a copter. Is a little daring for sure. In general, I wouldn't recommend this. It's very easy to lose your copter and then kind of get taken out in the fight because the copter is a 9,000 investment. I think Jones knows about this anti-air, maybe not, because they haven't gone in and killed it. Oh no, looks like the copter got trapped here, and then the tanks took out the anti-air. So it's looking very good for Jones over here. Although we have some reinforcing tanks from Meza that will potentially be able to get some work done. The anti-air here is nice, though. It does protect all of these units from this potential copter attack. So the reinforcing tanks do get some nice first strikes in. And we have a copter first strike as well. We do have potential repair with this black boat to heal the tank up. And then Jones starts taking the city away from... Or no, Meza starts taking the city away from Jones. Very forward with this copter. I really don't recommend doing this. As you can see, in this case, it's going to get picked off. That's true. Meza is down 3k income, which hurts. Although taking a city is going to help a lot if they get it. It is interrupted. He's getting picked off. Why did this tank attack this copter? Oh, Jones is... I see, never mind. Jones is going for the super. It is very important to get the Olaf super first. So wanted that extra charge from attacking. I mean, once you get the super, you pop it. So like this attack probably have actually killed it off this infantry. I don't know. This also would be dead. I don't know why the super has been stalled for. It's okay. So this is looking very good for Jones. Olaf mirrors often come down to who gets the super first. And Jones is up 3k. Up a little bit in units. Well, up quite a bit in units, actually. Because this brawl isn't looking very active. I got the first super. There was no black boat repair, I know. I could have... Heretics. Missing out on that value. Now Meza is coming in here. Some nice attacks. The anti-air is way back here, so it can't attack any of the copters yet. So these things are going to start to get picked off. But we do have some captures that Meza's going for. Unfortunately, this copter is just going to die to this anti-air. So we have some serious anti-air value. Even at 7 HP, you won't do it. You can always repair that anti-air. And 8 health for sure. We'll get the kill. In comes some copter strikes. Tank decides to run on home. The copter sacrifice. This tank goes back to heal. Well, never mind. 8 wouldn't even do it. Well, for sure, in this case, you would repair the anti-air to get more damage done. Probably knock this down to 1 or 2. Because anti-airs have a lot of base damage for copters, so every point of health makes a big difference. You should also build an anti-air at this point, because this is a frontline anti-air, and not only is it a frontline anti-air, but there's an airport right there. It's okay. Things are looking very good for Jones. Down goes copter. So definitely an overextension here from Meza, but wanted to deal with this artillery. Let's get the hit on this anti-air, which is very nice. So it should now go back and heal. Doesn't. Instead, it keeps going forward. Killing off the 3 health copter is nice. We do have the replacement anti-air. You can see the nice charge advantage that Jones has here, although it looks like 3 cities are going to flip here, and that's going to completely reverse this income disparity. It's going to be Meza who's ahead by 3k. But Jones is still going to be ahead in units and value, probably. Nice attacking here, killing off another copter. This anti-air's already gotten 2 copter kills, which is pretty weird. Usually you wouldn't send another one into its range. Now goes that tank. We might see tank anti-air go after this anti-air so that the copters can then rain free. You can see that Meza built an anti-air since this one's being so aggressive, and I 100% agree with that. Is the proper practice. This copter has no support. It's just moving on out here. It's going to be a little rough for Jones's northern flank here. It looks like Jones is just trying to hold the position over here, which I think is just due to the fact that the anti-air got taken out, and now we have to wait for this other one to show up. Interesting, we have a transport copter built here for Jones. Meza's attacking on in. Beating up these poor tanks. Oof. Rest in peace. Not quite sure how... Oh, the recon spotted it. That's really annoying, but at least the tanks can pin this anti-air in here. But things have started to go downhill really fast for Jones. We do have to win your Fury first by a good margin, which isn't necessarily a good thing to see. We can attack over here. Sadly, we blocked the tile that the anti-air could use to hit the copter. Okay. Meza didn't even get enough charge for the superpower after that. He is going to potentially take this airport. That's a pretty big deal. Really annoying to deal with because the forest here, you can't reveal the unit with just vehicles. You need either infantry or like an air unit to reveal from the river or mountain. I think Meza might be making a very nice comeback here. We have triple copter over here. The anti-air can come over here and kill one of them because they don't actually hide in forests. We don't have... There's still just a single anti-air. So the rule of thumb is if you're ever attacking into an airport, you want 2 anti-airs. Usually because the airport can build a bomber and just kill your 1 anti-air, but also because there's just going to be a ton of copters coming out to defend it. And if your attacking force ends up fighting copter tank and they're like drill a hole through your tanks using their copters and then their tanks kill your anti-air, then you're just going to lose that fight. You do need multiple anti-airs. Looks like Jones is just going to let this airport capture go. Which I would not want to do because you don't want your opponent to be able to build on the front lines against you. It is very scary. I think this is probably a mistake from Meza to attack in here. Looks like they were trying to get the super, but they barely missed it. So this does give Jones the opportunity to overcharge Meza for a fair bit, as all these units can be attacked. Quite a bit of overcharge. We are going to have a Winter Fury next turn for sure. Probably right away. It looks like Jones is actually going to potentially have a response Winter Fury. So Meza will have been lapped in Winter Furies. Which never feels good. Just kill off the anti-air. Starts moving in here with quite a few units. This tank, this anti-air got to attack from a city, so it's actually going to heal up to 10. Very nice. Have another copter built. So Jones is definitely going to be able to get a Winter Fury this turn, but Jones just resigns. Oof. I don't think it's an unreasonable resign. I think once this airport falls, like, it's going to be a nightmare trying to hold this area. And the fact that there's only this one anti-air, it's going to have a hard time fighting into this since it's the tank copter composition. But GG, I think Jones had that in the books. I'm not quite sure what happened. I know there was some questionable tactical plays that happened. But Jones was really far ahead. I think just loses these properties without being able to gain these ones over here. I think it was just the lack of anti-airs, right? And then Jones's own attack over here ends up having to stall because they can't deal with the coppers anymore. But GG, that's a tough one. That's all the time I got. Actually, right on the dot. So I leave you all with an apple. Hope you had fun, and I will see you guys next time on Friday, which will be, I believe, the viewer 1v1 live matches against me, if you dare. If no one dares, we'll just do replays instead. Time to build Mega Tank against Go7. Have a good day.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.